It's Saturday, the 2nd of August 2014. My name's Jonesy, this is QTube, and welcome to Brighton Pride. So we are live in Preston Park for Brighton Pride 2014. We've come a bit higher now. We're up on this lovely VIP grandstand. The very important people have a beautiful view of the main stage, just one of the dozens of entertainment areas here at the park. This is QTube. If you haven't heard of us before, we're going to be the weekly LGBT show here on Channel 8. And of course, the timing of it couldn't be better because it falls on the biggest European Pride. So we're going to be covering the whole park. And earlier on today, as is customary for Brighton Pride, we had a huge parade through the city centre. The theme is "The World is a Disco," and we sent our very own Torsten down there to find out more.
Hello, we're here at Brighton Pride at the start of the now legendary Brighton Pride Parade. More than 160,000 people are expected to spectate. The theme this year is "The World's a Disco." Let's go and get our groove on. Despite the threat of rain, hundreds of people took part in the most colourful spectacle in Brighton's calendar, with the streets bursting with onlookers enjoying the parade. Hello George, welcome to Brighton Pride 2014. How are you feeling?
Wonderful, wonderful. So pleased that it's now fine weather, which is all we need.
So tell me, you're marching for Terence Higgins Trust today.
That's right.
What's the message out there from Terence Higgins Trust?
The message for the Terence Higgins Trust is the importance of getting regular testing. We have the "It Starts With Me." Everyone needs to take the initiative and make sure they're safe.
So why did the NHS decide to take part in the parade this year?
It's really important. The NHS obviously represents everybody. We represent everybody, all of its employers. All as employees, we work obviously for the NHS and love being here.
So, hello. Are you enjoying Brighton Pride?
Just important to be part of the community.
Okay. And do you get a lot of support from Tesco for, LGBT community? Do they put on events and have fun?
Yeah, absolutely. So they're supporting quite a few prides around the country, but we've also got different events that are going on. So there's awards that have been won for the LGBT community out at Tesco this year. So yeah, doing lots of good work.
So you're out and proud at Tesco, yay!
Absolutely.
Thank you. So tell me why East Sussex Fire and Rescue Service decided to support Pride this year.
Well, we always do, but actually we've done pre-Pride events as well. We're in it the whole way.
Yeah, we're part of the community. We love this community. It's about being in it and keeping people safe and just being all in it together, really.
And today's the day when you can have a good time.
Absolutely. It's nice to be doing something fun in the community as well, not too serious. Just enjoying it with everybody else, really.
You always look so fabulous every Pride. Talk me through your outfit.
Pink and black is all I can describe.
It's gorgeous. How do you go about putting it together?
Just take every bit of material off of the fabric and then wear it.
Hello, you look like you're having a fabulous time. Are you enjoying Brighton Pride?
Time. Pardon?
Are you enjoying Brighton
I'm
Pride?
loving it. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
So what brought you down today to watch the parade?
We live down here, so we come down every year.
Does it make you proud to live in Brighton to watch a parade like this?
Definitely. Of course.
It's amazing, we love it. I have a gay best friend and I love it.
So Student Pride obviously exists for young people to, sometimes they come out for the first time when they go away to university and leave home.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of support and bringing students from across the UK together to celebrate diversity and equality really. And it's not just like it's a Pride event like everywhere else, but just celebrating being unique and being an individual.
Participants from Uganda, Nigeria and right across the Commonwealth joined human rights campaigner Peter Tatchell on this year's march.
While Glasgow celebrates the Commonwealth Games, we celebrate Brighton Pride, but we remember that in 42 of the 53 Commonwealth member states, same-sex love is criminalised. That's not right, it's an abuse of human rights.
Yeah, so I was in Uganda a few years ago and I went to the Kampala Pride. which was an amazing experience. In terms of like how it compares to this, I just wish that all the people that I was hanging out with in Kampala Pride could be here, because what we went through in Kampala Pride was difficult. People got arrested, people got gay bashed at the end, and this is an extraordinary experience, and I just know that if they were here that it would be amazing for them, absolutely amazing, to truly be free.
I think, you know, just seeing the support like all around the streets really sends a message to anyone who's against it, which I think is great, yeah.
Oh, it makes you feel proud.
It's really good. Everyone's got a sense of community, and the whole city gets together, celebrating freedom to live and equality for everyone. Definitely.
It also brings a lot of people together that normally wouldn't get together, so it's good. It's good for everyone.
We've had a fantastic day. I think the floats have been amazing. And little Pippi here, the only time she ever howls is on Pride Day, and she was howling and howling and howling. It's fantastic. Really, fantastic day. Well, something like that. I'm sure it was. Like 78 countries, get a grip.
About equality for every LGBT people in Brighton and Hove and everywhere. I feel very privileged, I feel very fortunate, and send love to everyone across the world.
So some 50,000 people are expected in Preston Park for Brighton Pride today. We're still relatively earlier in the day, so it's going to fill up quite heavily as the evening goes on. You can see behind me all sorts of entertainment areas. The Wild Fruit tent is back this year, bigger and better than ever. You've also got the girls tent, you've got the bears tent, you've got the bars, which is where you find me later, and returning bigger, better and more fabulous than ever, we have the cabaret tent, and our very own Torsten is down there to catch up with the legend that is Lola Lasagna.
For Brighton Pride, it is the best in the country, ladies and gentlemen. London Pride is fantastic. Bournemouth Pride, well, it happened.
Hello, we're here at the Brighton Pride cabaret tent. Just behind us, lots of drag queens are in various states of undress, getting ready, putting on their slap for what aims to be one of the biggest tents on the park this year. We're just about to talk to Lola Lasagna, who's hosting this year.
And the straight people say hello. Welcome, but it's our day, just remember that. Okay, it's our day.
Well, we came back in the Olympic year, 2012, and it's Commonwealth this year. It's gold all the way as well, so that's why I love it. I really, really love it. Now we're up and running as well. We've just started. Sally Vate's on now, first act on. I've done my opening, which was great, but before that, setting up, it's a bit stressful, as you might imagine.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay, wonderful feeling, wonderful day, wonderful feeling, it's a wonderful day.
Cabaret in Brighton has always been really cherished, hasn't it? Much more than some other cities in the country. Why do you think that is?
Because we've got such a great array of talent. I mean, we all work around the country and we do go to the other cities, but some prides, like Manchester Pride, for example, don't have a cabaret stage, a dedicated cabaret stage, although they have acts there doing bookings at all the venues. But we do, and we've always done that. And it's, before the Pink Pound, it was the drag queens who raised all the money for prides in London through fundraisers, so I think it's only fitting we have our own main stage. And it's a brilliant stage.
He said, now I am straight, but I want you to know that I have had a gay experience. I said, really? What exactly happened? Did you buy a belt and a pair of shoes that matched?
It's very rare that the tent's empty at any part of the day. People stay all day long, which is great. And it's everybody here. I just introduce, that's all I do. Now I've done my little spot. I'll do a little bit more during the day, but I just introduce. And this lot take the stage and they shine. They all up their game, and the tent is a highlight because of them. And I'm so proud to be part of that. And the punters love it.
Lola Lasagna. How do you say Lola Lasagna? How do you sign Lola Lasagna? What? That's it. Lola Lasagna. Oh, thanks. Lesbians are better at it. Lola.
Hello, love. How are you? You look fabulous. Talk us through your lovely outfit.
Oh, thank you very much. So, my lovely outfit starts with my rhino on spike shoes and works its way up to this dress, which is a little bit smaller than I remember it being. Do you like it?
I absolutely
love it. It's nice.
I'm getting quite aroused myself.
I feel like a stuffed grape leaf, actually, if I'm honest.
So you're about to go on stage.
I am.
Tell us about your act. Are you feeling daunted?
I'm always feeling daunted. I love Brighton. It's where I started, but it's the scariest, because I want them to be like, oh, there's Tammy, and if I get it wrong, it could all end badly.
Of course it won't end badly. They're a good crowd. They're not too drunk yet.
Busy, isn't it? Really busy for this time of day, which is lovely.
Well, it's good. The rain came down.
I know. Thanks, Di. Make me feel special. The rain came down. That's why they're here, not you.
Get it up, won't let you rest. Get it up, this is not a test. Get it up, gotta give me your best. Get your ass up, show me how you blessed.
With the Freedom to Live theme this year, how does that make you feel in terms of who you are and what you do?
So I'm absolutely blessed to live in a city like Brighton. Freedom to live is really important. If I'm allowed to, I also want to pop in the Stonewall No Bystanders campaign, because that's so important that for all those people who live in those provincial towns, to have someone standing up to say actually what you're saying to that person isn't all right is really important. So Brighton, we're lucky with Freedom to Live, but everywhere else we need to be focusing on that no bystanders. You've got to stand up when you see bad things happening to good people.
I want a world where we get acceptance. So having marriage is brilliant, but we need to be accepted right the way through. And Freedom to Live, hopefully the images will be shown across the world and people will see that there are people like them and there is a way out of their situation, hopefully, and they'll take something from Brighton Pride and use it to their advantage. I hope it's a good message we send. I really do.
So we are backstage at the alternative drag tent, and I'm joined by Crystal, by Lydia, by Rococo, otherwise known as the House of Grand Parade. Aww. Smile, smile, girls. So for those that don't know, the alternative drag tent, it's new this year, and I guess there's a whole new drag scene in the UK that's emerging, and you've got the Legends Cabaret tent behind us. This is kind of new wave drag, quite arty.
Yes, I'd say so. And there's a lot more theatrics involved and contextual stuff and messages that are motivated within that, as well as aesthetics. Don't get me started. Yeah.
And as well, I suppose RuPaul's Drag Race, we can't kind of underestimate how important that's been. It's paved the way for you lot, for us UK lot.
You know what? People think a lot of drag queens, especially that have been on Drag Race, have gone, oh, if you've watched, don't think you know it, or if you've watched 5 seasons. That's completely true. But RuPaul's Drag Race has opened so many doors. It's made drag a little bit more accepted in the mainstream. I know so many straight people, gay people, lesbians, trans, that watch Drag Race and love it. And it's so great that it's invading and we're taking the style, making it our own, and doing gigs that hopefully are doing all right. I mean, we're at Pride a year later. We've only been doing it a year. So we're very lucky to be where we are, but we work our butts off. And we also do the Powder Room at Club Revenge, so just come along.
Good plug, it is very good. And at the Powder Room, we've had some amazing UK acts. And the UK drag scene at the moment is brilliant, and you're showcasing some of the finest drag and queer cabaret that you can get your hands on today.
Yes, we are. We have with us the Family Fierce from London, along with our very own grandmas, Coco DeVille. We're trying to bring along kind of the different weird kids from around the UK to create a space for people to come.
And if you haven't seen it, I have to say, you guys have converted me to drag. Because before I met these guys, I was all new to it, and they are brilliant. So give it a shot. They're on this evening at the Alternative Drag Tent, and you can catch them at the Powder Room every month at Revenge.
Mark.
Hello, John.
Hi.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
You look fabulous. Talk us through your lovely outfit.
Thank you very much. Well, it took a lot of doing this, did. The hat is brand new. The pants I did wear once before, but only to Brighton. They were specially made for Brighton, and they ended up as the caption competition on Have I Got News For You? The caption being Elton John has a new florist.
I'm 34 on Sunday.
You look fabulous, though.
Exactly, that's why. Lesbianism is good for your skin.
It's our first time to the Gay Pride, so we thought we'd make an effort.
Where are you guys from?
Birmingham.
We're very, very happy, love it. We're very, very fortunate people to have it. A very happy Gay Pride.
So here we are with PC Rich Bridger at Brighton Pride. How's it going?
It's going really, really well, really well. It's not quite as busy as other years, but it's been a really good atmosphere, very little trouble. Everyone seems to be getting on and enjoying themselves. It's a pleasure to work here this year.
Well, while waiting to come and talk to you, I think you're becoming a bit of a celebrity, aren't you? People want their picture taken.
Oh, well, happens all the time. It doesn't at all, I'm lying.
But let's face it, on a serious note, there was a time not that long ago when people wouldn't have done that. So I know that Sussex Police have been working really hard with their LGBT liaison. Is there still work to do? Do you think that you kind of reached a point now where people kind of feel more comfortable with the police?
They have. There's always more work to do. All the time people are still being persecuted for their sexuality, perceived sexuality, gender identity. All the time people are still getting persecuted for that, then we've still got work to do. What we are doing though, what we're finding is more people are feeling the confidence to come forward and talk to us about it, and that's what we want them to do, because if we know what's happening, we can hopefully bring the perpetrators to justice, and we know where it's happening, we can put the right resources where they need to be. So it's good that more people are coming forward. I think a spike in reporting isn't necessarily a bad thing, that it's happening more often, but it's, as you say, people are actually coming forward and talking to us about it, and that can only be a good thing.
How important was it for the Green Party to have a presence here today?
Well, it's massively important to us. We feel that we've been really promoting LGBTIQ rights from the very beginning. Pride is such a sort of iconic moment in the calendar of Brighton and Hove. It's really about what the city is known for, about equality and fighting for justice, essentially. And for me, Pride is about the celebration of what has already been achieved, which is a huge amount, but also a really strong reminder that there's still a huge amount to go. And you know, in terms of the theme for this particular one, when we're looking at the Commonwealth and reminding ourselves of almost 80 countries where it's still illegal, you know, to be of the sexuality and gender that you wish to be, that shows we've still got an awful lot of work to do.
So we're at the Bear tent, the amazing Bear and Men's tent. Exactly. How's Brighton Pride for you so far?
Oh, it's very good. We're having a blast, like every year. Yeah. It's our second year, basically. Yeah.
What does it mean to you to have a Bears tent on the park?
It's great. Good. Great. We are all our friends here. We're having
natural
fun.
Environment.
Yeah.
Do you find that when you come to the park, you kind of go around to all the tents, whether it's the trans tent, the women's tent, the Bears tent, etc.?
Well, actually, no. We didn't know there was another men's tent until we were with a bunch of lesbians. And they went, we're going to the girls' tent. Are you going to the men's tent? We didn't know there was a men's tent, but apparently we're going to the men's tent. So this is why we're at the men's tent. So, yeah.
Now you're in the men's tent, you're going to be like,
yeah, we just went over to a drag queen as well. So that was quite good over there, actually. That was a laugh. So we're going to see what this is all about.
In terms of the fact there's so many different tents for so many different types of people, what do you think that means to Brighton Pride?
Oh, I think it's amazing. I think it's nice to have a bit of diversity so everyone can have their own thing to do. At the end of the day, we're all different, aren't we? We all prefer our different music. So wherever they go, anyone can have fun. So I guess that's what it's all about, really.
Behind me is the Bears tent. I've been trying to grow my beard for weeks so that I can get in, but it's just a pathetic attempt. But you can see around me loads of bears enjoying the area this year. On the other side of that spectrum, just to give you an idea of the diversity of things here at Pride, over at the women's tent, it's Amy.
We're here at Brighton Pride. We're outside the girls' dance tent. They say that lesbians are mental. Let's interview some and find out.
We got a superstar here.
Oh dear, oh dear. Have you been in the girls' dance tent all day?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
How are you loving it this year?
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. How do you think this differs from the women's stage of before? Now we've got the girls' dance tent instead.
Fantastic. It's more like women coming in and it's more open to everybody. Men could join in regardless of what's going on. It's fantastic.
Is the music good in this one?
Yes, the music's the best. This is the best music here, definitely. I'm famous, I feel so famous.
Hello.
What's your name?
Giovanni.
Why are you... Why have you made your way to the girls' dance tent today?
Today, I love Gay Pride. I love this place.
Okay. And why this tent?
Music.
They're definitely not good girls, they're bad girls, but you know, they're the best girls.
I got put in a headlock and an arm lock because I took my top off and tried to crowd surf. So they put me in an arm lock and a headlock, but it was so worth it because it's Pride.
Is this possibly the most up tent at Brighton Pride? Why do you think it's important to have a dance tent just for women here?
I think sometimes there's a lot of different prides around like the world, like what I've been to before, and it generally is quite majority like men. But here with Brighton, we're really, well, Dulcie and Paul, who put Pride on in Brighton, they're very good in terms of, it's different areas for different people because not everybody likes the same taste. And to have something especially for women, you can see how many women are in there. I mean, the crowd all day has just been like jumping. I just think that's really important that we've actually got our own identity, we've got our own space, and we're not kind of just put in a little corner somewhere, which a lot of other prides I've been to, it's quite like that.
We are here backstage with London's Sandra D, who is fresh off the Girls Dance Stage DJ booth. Well, not so fresh, I hear.
It was a bit hot and sweaty in there, I have to say, but it was amazing at the same time. Everyone's hands in the air, amazing. Bigger than last year as well, so I'm liking the space, even though it was rammed.
Which crowd has the better girls? Brighton crowd or London crowd?
Tough question. It depends what kind of girls you like, Amy. Yeah.
How do you feel now, the sad demise of the candy bar? What are you up to these days?
I do miss the candy bar. I miss all the girls that used to go there. And so London scene's changing a little bit. It's still working what it likes and what it doesn't like. So, you know, there's the Soho girls, there's the East girls, there's the South girls, and we're all getting along famously well, but there's still that gap that Candy Bar has created that's not yet filled.
So this year in Brighton Pride, we have the girls' dance tent as opposed to the women's performance stage. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts about changing that over?
I like the fact that there's a space for all the talented girls DJs, and there's so many that are just like kicking it out there, and I really, really love that. But also I think, yeah, like there's really talented artists, and like why not put the best on the main stage for the girls and actually have more of a mix, an alternative mix. And I really like what the Q stage is all about actually this year. So yeah, I think it's a great addition and a great change.
So for the past couple of hours, we've been trying to track down our Torsten. He's gone a bit AWOL, and we've been looking in all his usual hiding places that you'd usually find him. We're talking the toilets, we're talking the bushes, and now I hear word that he's actually down the beach, and I just hope, pray, that he's wearing some clothes.
We're on the beach, and there's lots of hot men, and it's all for charity, so dig deep. It's all fun and games, and yeah, lovely.
So we've got you in a very interesting moment, so tell us why you're here.
We're trying to raise money for charity, Pride charity, having a good time, getting some drinks on, enjoying the beach, enjoying the weather. We are all from Brighton Rugby Club, trying to do our bit, help out, you know, have a good day.
Talk us through your outfits, and obviously, you know, took a
very
lot of time
revealing, very revealing. we had no call in the option, but we're enjoying it, you know, get a tan on.
Have you ever hung around with this many men in this little clothing?
Poof, rugby shower's always interesting, but no, I can't say I have.
What do you think your best bit about the whole of Brighton Pride is?
The free spirit. Probably the free spirit. And the girls.
And the girls.
There's a lot of little clothing, love it.
Just doing the good service to the rugby boys here today. We don't want them to get any skin cancer, so we're just ensuring that we're applying adequate sun cream, factor 50 or above, Torsten. Okay?
So aside from all the entertainment areas here at Brighton Pride, it's really important to remember why we're all here, the reason behind it all, which is to raise not only awareness, but some really important funds for LGBT charities and organisations. One of those brilliant charities based in Brighton is the Lunch Positive Cafe, and it's quite lucky because I'm pretty peckish by this time of the afternoon. We've sent Torsten over there to grab some food and find out more.
Hello, we're here outside the Lunch Positive tent at Brighton Pride, and I'm here with Gary Pargetter, founder of Lunch Positive. So Gary, tell us about Lunch Positive in general and also your presence here at Brighton Pride.
Okay, well, Lunch Positive is a weekly lunch club for people with HIV, and we meet every Friday. And we basically provide a community space around a healthy meal for people to meet, make friendships, find peer support, and provide some advice and information for people.
So being here at Brighton Pride, what does it mean to Lunch Positive?
Oh, it's great. I mean, we've been doing this for the last few years, and it's a fundraiser for us, of course. But it's also an activity where we involve all of our volunteers, we get our members involved, and today, for example, we've got supporters and some funders here helping us as well. So it's an activity that brings us all together. We get to see other groups, the wider public, and raises our profile. It's just a kind of all-round opportunity for us just to get out there and be a part of the wider community, really.
Well, so far today, we've avoided the heavier showers that were forecast, and it looks like we might even get some sunshine. So all of those scantily clad men may well have their decision justified, myself included later on. For the moment, though, this towering structure behind me, undoubtedly one of the most popular areas of Brighton Pride year on year, and you may notice that it looks even bigger, because in this case, size really does matter. This is the Wild Fruit Tent. So we're now backstage behind the Wild Fruit Tent, and this is frankly where all the celebrities mingle. And I found one. It's
chances.
It's superstar DJ Seamus Hadji. Seamus, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride to you.
And this isn't your first, is it? You're a proper adopted gay.
I've done, yes, yeah. I slip in there.
Well, quite literally on occasions. But you played Pride before, quite a few years.
Yeah, I've done it for the last few years running, and I've been here for the last few years, which is fantastic, and usually other places like audio, so I'm always involved somehow. Yeah.
And what is it about your music that makes, well, they're so popular with the gay scene? Because they love you. You're a bit of a gay icon. You know that, right?
I think it's because I'm known for doing a lot of remixes and a lot of divas that I remix, so it's kind of that sort of vocal, they like the vocals, don't they? And also a bit of a slightly harder edge, a bit of the heterosexual hargy vibe. I slip it in there, Steve, without them looking. Okay. So it's a kind of, it's that mixture, isn't it? It's a middle ground between what the gays like and also on the straight scene, and for some reason they like what I do. Yeah.
And you've played all over the world, various clubs, various festivals. What makes this one, what makes Brighton Pride so special? Because it has got something different, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud to be involved with Brighton Pride. I mean, I'm not a gay DJ, so to me it's a real honour to get to play here because it is mostly the gay DJ. It's a massive deal for them, and I get to play. I'm a local boy. But there's just always there's a fantastic atmosphere. There's a big build-up to it. It's the whole weekend, so it doesn't just stop here, you know. There's stuff going on the weekend I'm doing. I'm also doing Manchester Pride as well. Brilliant. So, and I've done lots of big gay pride events around, like Mardi Gras and stuff like that. So, I don't know, it's just a special atmosphere, and it is all good it's all for a good cause. Yeah. You know, sometimes that message gets lost a little bit, and people forget why it happens in the first place. So it's amazing.
Well, Seamus, have a wonderful set. I know you will. I know you'll rock it. And happy Pride. Let's have a little gay manly hug. Look at that. So you probably guessed from these disgusting bright blue things on my face that the sun has come out. God is shining down on the park today for Brighton Pride. Behind me, the cabaret tent is in full swing. Loads of drag queens from all over the UK entertaining the masses. And elsewhere in the park, this year, Brighton Pride have really been working hard on access to the park, making sure that people from all walks of life can have a safe and happy Pride. Jessica tells you more.
A key part of Pride this year is an embracement of people with varied abilities. From dedicated access stewards to accessible toilets, lots has been done to make the experience open to the wider LGBT community. Inclusion was the name of the game. With over half of those registered as disabled being deaf, and Brighton in particular having a large deaf community, it's high time that sign interpreters are now stationed on each stage. Something I, as a deaf person, find particularly exciting.
The parade itself, no problem, except for things like this curb, which I can't get up and down. Brighton itself is quite good for accessibility as long as you don't want to go in the lanes. So Pride doesn't go anywhere near that, so I'm okay.
What's been brilliant is the buggies that we came up on. Absolutely amazing. We hired golf buggies this year, and my wheelchair went on one of them, which is brilliant because I used to find the moment I got here, I had no battery. I was coming in on a wing and a prayer and God's goodwill. And I'd have to come and charge here for about 2 hours. Now I don't have to do that.
We've given out special access passes so people who are in wheelchairs can get to the front of the stage to give them a better feel.
Yeah, and there's also the tent, which is far more visible this year than previous years. It's nice sort of rainbow colours, which has facilities for people who perhaps need to get changed or use kind of more pleasant toilet and cleaning facilities.
Brighton has a very strong deaf community and deaf gay community, inevitably, and they love Pride, but they haven't felt fully included. This year, we've got 10 interpreters, and all the stages are going to be interpreted. And we've fortunately been given this money. Some of it's come from the Rainbow Fund, some of it's come from the police for their community fund, and we're very grateful to these people.
Despite advancements this year, there are still things that could be improved upon. Integration was the word that came up again and again. Recognition that there are a large number of people with disabilities within the LGBT community. Greater awareness of disabled people and better representation is the way to go.
My major issue with accessibility and disability needs is the lack of toilets.
I think disabled toilets should be unlocked anyway, and I don't always have my key on me. I quite often forget my key.
What I would like to see is a lot more acceptance of other abilities. I don't regard myself necessarily as disabled. I regard myself as having an other ability. Not all of us can sing. You know, not all of us can dance, and some of us can't walk, or can't talk, or can't see. That in itself should not negate us as human beings.
The thing is, a lot of the disabled gay community tend to be very, very, how shall I say, shy. And that's the nearest put to it. I mean, it's difficult to come out, but to come out when you're disabled is doubly difficult. What if your carer turns out to be homophobic? Big problems. And so it's trying to get and encourage people. I'm also director for Regard, the disabled LGBT charity. And we try to encourage people to come to events like these and feel part of the wider community.
I am here with John, who is going to tell us something very special.
So you can see behind us one of the many new areas at Brighton Pride this year, the Q stage in association with National Student Pride. Some brilliant live acts on there this year, including Republica and Lucy Spraggan later. She's gonna love her. And of course, this time last week, it was Trans Pride in Brighton. Brilliant event for the city, doing great work. And of course, the T in LGBT is represented brilliantly here today as well.
Hello EJ, how are you doing? Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, darling.
So how's it going so far for you?
Yeah, look, it's good. It's the first time that we've really had a trans tent present at Pride, which sort of, it reflects the fact that the issues are getting acknowledged and we're coming up. But more than anything, it's a friendly space, so that's nice. We've faced a little bit of transphobia today in the park from the LGBT community, but by and large, it's been safe. People are calling it the tipping point for the trans movement. It's come to the focus. We're starting to, yeah, everyone's friendly. Yeah. We're starting to really try and get a profile about issues surrounding violence, discrimination, things that I think LGBT Pride has getting close to conquering, you know? This is where we need to step up and go, we're still in the struggle, but we're part of this big community. It's fantastic, and we want to be a family.
But I guess there's people that still don't really recognise that T, and sort of, like you said earlier, you've experienced some transphobia. What do you think really needs to happen?
I think one of the most important things we've done is the Trans Pride. Last weekend was Trans Pride up at the Steen, at the new Steen. We marched up St James's Street. There were 400 people, nearly 500 people on the march, and then there was a couple of thousand people in the park. That visibility, that safe space, so that trans people can find each other, and so that we can build a network that's safe, and where we can swap stories and be braver about coming out.
When you speak to trans people, what kind of changes are they seeing?
It's I think the biggest test has been the fact that we've had so many people come up to the organisers of the event to say thank you, to talk about mental health, to talk about coming out, to talk about safety, to talk about family, to talk about partners, to talk about how they can hold down a job. They want to meet people who've done it. And seeing that they're coming out and they're starting to ask questions and they're finding other people, I think that's the difference that we can see so far. You're going to see a lot more of us around.
Excellent news. Thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. Happy Pride.
We stand in solidarity with lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and intersex people throughout the Commonwealth. We want to see their right to live in freedom. We will not desert them. Their struggle is our struggle. Queer freedom is an unstoppable global friend. Nothing can or will hold us back. Queer freedom has been long delayed, but it cannot be denied. Together, we will make homophobia, biphobia, and transphobia history. Thank you.
So at Brighton Pride, you get some colourful characters and you get some colourful outfits, and I am surrounded by two of them. First of all, what's your name and where you're from?
My name is Mark and I'm from London.
And yourself?
I'm Philip, I'm from Streatham in London.
Okay, now, talk me through your outfits. I'm sensing kind of god and goddessy.
Yes, we're rainbow warriors. The wings are obviously rainbows and the bodies are solid gold.
Oh, can I touch?
You can.
Oh. There's a six-pack under there, isn't there, you cheeky thing? And how about you? I see that we're showing a bit of nipple.
That's right. I wanted to, accentuate the butch look this year. Sometimes we do drag, sometimes we just dress it up for fun.
Now, I don't know if we want the camera to look down, but I can see that you've gone for quite a revealing outfit below the waist. Did you know that it was going to be that revealing, or was that just a lucky surprise?
This is a lucky surprise. This morning, we changed outfit this morning, and they turned out to be quite revealing. But, everyone seems very accepting today.
It's quite hard not to look down. I don't really know where to cast my eyes. So what does Brighton Pride mean to you guys? You've obviously made a lot of effort. You come from a long way away. What makes this so special?
Well, we come to Brighton Pride every year because London Pride's crap. I'm sorry, it is. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do in London Pride. The parade finishes and we're stuck in Soho, and our costumes are too big to be squashed about. That's why we come to Brighton, where the park is. So, Boris, open Hyde Park for us.
All right, there you go. And can I just ask, how do you go to the toilet in that thing?
This year, I'm very happy. I'm in shorts. I can go to the urinals. I can say that. Mark, unfortunately, is somewhat more compromised.
I say I bet not catch you in a bush later on, my love. Right, thank you both so much. Happy Pride to both of you.
And to you too. Happy Pride.
Can we see the eyelashes? Look into... I mean, those eyelashes, they're a good 2 inches long, and I'm good with inches. I'm gonna, there you go. Happy Pride.
And anyone who's watching telly tonight or tomorrow, good luck to Happy Gay Pride. And I think if you're gay or you are gay, come to Gay Pride, because it's every year, and they make a lot of charity for gays, right? And it goes every year. So thank you very much to the BBC or ITV, whatever you don't buy.
It's the wrong channel, Terry, but thank you. Have a good Pride.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try and stop the seasons go, but you know you never will. And you can try and stop an empty
Thanks, Torsten. So we're behind the main stage here at Brighton Pride 2014, and that's pretty much all from us. The sun is about to set. The evening's still going to be going on till 10 p.m. But as far as our fun goes, I think we can actually have a cheeky drink now. Torsten, you've been all over the place, caught you in the bushes earlier. But other than that, what was your favourite bit of Pride?
My favourite bit really is everyone has run with this freedom to live theme and been so excited about the fact that they either live in Brighton or they're visiting Brighton, and how lucky they are to have the freedom to be who they want to be. I think that has literally been the highlight of the whole day. Everyone is so up, everyone's so excited, it's just great.
Yeah, when you look at the last 12 months, I think we've probably made more progress than any other year in terms of LGBT rights. But it's been amazing to kind of just reflect on LGBT rights all around the world. We've had some great guests, Peter Tatchell here as ever, some brilliant performances, and some still to come. That's not all from QTube, though. This is our first show here on Channel 8, but we are going to be back every single week. Aren't they lucky?
They're so lucky.
We're going to be talking about all things LGBT in Brighton, around the UK and around the world. So have a wonderful, safe and happy Pride, and we'll see you next week.
Give us a kiss. Give us a kiss. Give us a kiss.
Oh, that was nice.